So, good evening. 23 minutes late. Lateness is greatness. Apologies, StreamYard was bugging out. But as you can see, I've made it out of the woods. I'm not in Ozark anymore. Kenny, you're back home. You have actually got a microphone, mate, because people have been crying, oh, you ain't got a microphone. That's because it's at the game, mate. It's authentic. Authenticity is key, like flexibility, versatility. I was in the middle of the woods. How many people would be streaming off of their 4G whilst having a weekend retreat in the woods? Jez, this guy, oh yeah, he's so miserable. Yeah, you've seen it all, Jez. But big up to everybody who does like the content. Big up to everybody who was waiting. Jez, how's your weekend been, man? And Arsenal won. We were all super positive. Who knew, by the way, that we could get views when Arsenal win? Mad, isn't it? What are you saying, Jez?
Well, I'm just going to put it out there that I've had it, Lee. Oh, Mr. Negativity. No, I'm not negative. I want Arsenal to succeed. And yesterday, I thought Arsenal were absolutely awesome. And dare I say it, I gave Xhaka man of the match.
How dare you?
There you go. I mean, so I'm putting it out there. I always support my team. I always support all the players. And I thought he was brilliant. And okay, maybe I went a bit over the top on Jesus, saying he's world class.
No. That's how you were feeling, mate. Yeah, at the time, and his performance was world class.
We've brought in a player that is going to transform the club, in my opinion. I do not. One thing I'm going to say, Lee, Kenny, I do not accept mediocrity, and we've seen mediocrity for far too long. And I think people get confused between negativity and mediocrity. I want success. I don't accept being fourth, third, second. I want number one. That's where I want it to be. Yeah, I don't accept going into a European Cup competition and getting knocked out in the quarters. No, I expect to get to a final and fight to win that final. So that's me. And that's what I've been brought up with all my life. I've seen it with Arsenal in the good days. I've seen crap with Arsenal in the bad days. But that's life. But I'm being positive, Lee, Kenny. What I saw yesterday.
How dare you, Jez? Arsenal are watching. How dare you? How dare you? We only get views when everyone's negative, Jez. How dare we all be happy?
Right. Can I just say this one comment, Lee?
You can say whatever you want.
I'm positive. I am positive. But Arteta out. He's not going to get us number one in the Premier League.
See, that's the thing. Yeah, before I come to you, Kenny. Yeah, that's the thing, right? I've seen comments, and like I don't read every comment because there's hundreds of them. It's ridiculous, right? But I've seen comments, and I get sent Instagram posts, Twitter posts, like Facebook posts every day, and I tell these people, stop sending me this crap. I ain't interested, mate, because I ain't going anywhere, right? But oh yeah, Lee Gunner's quiet tonight. Oh, Lee Gunner won't be earning money today. Oh, his views will be dead today. We had 70,000 views yesterday, by the way, and I completely nosed up that watch along. But that was my fault. Big up to everyone who watched it. But it makes me laugh that people go, oh, have you changed your tune on the manager? What, because we beat Leicester? We beat Leicester when they won the league. We beat them twice. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, but yeah, but the manager's proving you wrong. Every single season, soon as the full-time whistle blows on every win, you're in the mud. You're in the mud. Ultimately, we always get proven right. Hopefully, this season we get proven wrong, because I've got a lot of receipts. Edu coming out saying it's about time we start competing and winning trophies now. We've got 4 players from the squad: Smith Rowe, Ramsdale, Xhaka, Odegaard coming out saying top 4 in the Europa League. Cool. That's a receipt in the bank. We've got top gooners and super fans alike saying Europa League and top 4 has to deliver trophies now. Let's see at the end of May, if neither happen, how many of these people that have fronted it actually go through with, do you know what? Enough is enough. Because then it'd be, oh, give him another transfer win. Oh, we were so close. Oh, but VAR in the Liverpool game or this game. No. Talk is cheap, mate. Kenny, you were at the game. You witnessed a masterclass. He actually had Jesus more shots on target, or more shots, I think. Yeah, I think it was more shots than Leicester. On another day, we would have crumbled. On another day, we wouldn't have fought back twice. And we showed character. We showed heart. We showed some skill and some quality. He was levels above everyone, Jesus. And the one thing I will say here, right, and I said this when we signed him, which people have lost in translation for some reason, you said he was a backup striker in a team with no strikers. Yeah, he was. He was. But you know what? He's still a fucking good player. And I said that. But now it's how we get him, because the World Cup's coming up. He wants to prove a point to himself, to Pep, to the Brazil manager. Not only that, how will he fare at the World Cup? Once he gets through that World Cup, is he going to come back with the same hunger and energy if he goes to the World Cup? Okay, let's say they go all the way and win it. Maybe that'll help us. But if they go there and get embarrassed, humiliated, I don't know. If he gets injured, how will he come back from that? You were there, home debut, and we've had some good home debuts from players over the years. Aubameyang, Alexis. We've had some great home debuts. Where do you rank that, Kenny, in terms of home debuts? Because he was just a joke. He was literally like cucaracha everywhere. How do you rank that, seeing it live in the flesh?
Well, the thing about it, right, it was like a complete centre forward performance. It's like he ran the channels, he was strong, he was in the box, like I said, like two things. Sometimes, like when a chance comes, always stand still and always wait for the flick on, but always make sure you were still. The second goal was an example of what they advise centre forwards to do when a ball comes in. Stand still in the same position, because the ball will come to you. And then he puts his first goal was something out of nothing. He took everyone by surprise. And there was another chance where it was a long ball from I think Ramsdale, and he actually turned Evans. And as he turned Evans, he's made the run, and as the tackle's coming in from Fofana, he still managed to get a shot on goal where a save's made, and then he has another one where he has a shot on goal. And let's not forget when Ward had a bit of a fumble, he's laid on the goal for Xhaka. And there was a time again he could have got his third, but he put the ball in, got excited, and he shinned it. So for me, it was a complete performance. He looked fresh, fit, and he looks like he's bringing the best out of his good friend Martinelli. You know what I mean? So in terms of like performance, that's probably one of the best performances I've seen for a long time. But then again, as you said, Lacazette scored in his debut in the Premiership against Leicester. Let's not forget, in a 4-3 with a header, and so we've been there before. But in the sort of critique you're saying is that we have to make sure that we carry on with this good form, because it's only 2 games and we've got 36 games left. You and I know some things change within a season, injuries, loss of form, and let's face it, there's not a lot of shot putters in the Premiership, i.e. what I consider to be poor sides. There are sides who, from about maybe sides outside of regulation zone, still feel that they can beat anyone in their day at their own ground, and that's where Arsenal are going to have Forest today. Bournemouth as well are going to, I think when they went to Etihad yesterday, they probably thought, what, it's one of the places where we ain't going to win, but they're going to fancy it against us next week. They're mistakes we're making against Palace and the mistakes we made against Leicester, and they're going to think, what, maybe there's something we can work with, and then they're going to be defensive and see if they can get their chances. But I just want to address one person. I think there's a guy called Russell Barkley who says this is shocking, boring content. Russell, I just checked your the people you subscribe to. One of the channels you subscribe to, mate, is a channel where people basically go on, look into the camera and say, look at me, and probably don't even go to the match. You know the channels I'm talking about. So, afraid you're a pork chop, but you're going to stay in the freezer. You're not going in a barbie, because you're just coming here to get yourself well known. You've got to mention, but you're still staying in the freezer. And I'll tell you one thing, you can rot in there for all I care. Now go away.
There you go. Big up to everyone watching. Yeah. And listen, the thing is, right, we've gone through between the 3 of us, and between everyone in the chat that's subscribed and watched this channel, maybe not every video, but for the last 3.5 years since I've had it, I know the day ones are, yeah, and I know the loyal ones are that are here pretty much every day, right? But it's kind of mad, right? Because people sit there, oh yeah, you know, once Arsenal start doing well, you're finished, yeah. Once Arsenal start doing well, you can't celebrate. Okay, was you supporting Arsenal in 1967? Was you supporting Arsenal in 1970? Yeah, or 72 in Kenny's case. Was you supporting Arsenal in the 80s? Yeah, like, come on. Like, just because we are critical and very vocal online and this channel gets a lot of views, there's a reason for that. Oh, but they're all Spurs and Chelsea fans. No, they're not. We prove this every week. Yeah, there is a lot of Arsenal fans across the globe that don't have a voice, right? Because 99.99% of the channels, outlets on other social platforms are all super sickly sweet positive. This platform, and Curtis, to be fair to him, yeah, they are the platforms where you can actually go and say what you want to say without having any idiots come for you. Because as soon as you go against the manager, oh, you're a Spurs fan. Really? You ever been to a game, mate? Yeah. Oh, when did you start supporting Arsenal? Oh, 2006. Oh, so you ain't seen us win a league? No. Okay. So is yours gold? So why'd you support Arsenal? Oh, because they were the best team in. Okay, so you supported us because they were the best. But now, because us three want the best, again, yeah, we're negative and toxic. It makes no sense. And the funny thing about it is I sit there and I see it in the comments. And I know, Jez, you've started a channel recently, link in the description, Arsenal history and more. You're starting to see it as well. You get people come for you after every win, yeah? And they'll sit there and go, oh, you're in the mud. Arteta's proving you wrong. How many years have we apparently been proven wrong? How many years do we have to go until we are actually proven wrong? And you know what's mad is when, and you guys probably do it more than me, when credit's due, you give it. Yeah, especially you, Kenny, yeah? You go to the games at home. Jez, you go to a few games here and there as well, yeah? And when you see the performance live or on TV, you always give credit. I do it to a lesser degree, yeah, but I still give credit every now and again. I've said Granit Xhaka last season was man of the match in a few games. I've said the manager was 10 out of 10 in a few games, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. People skirt over that because it don't fit their agenda, as people would call it. The fact and reality is we all want the same thing. We want Arsenal to be the best. The difference between us three as older people and these youngers that have never seen us win a title is we've waited 18 years. We've seen Arsenal be great, the best in the world. We've seen the best of the best. Bergkamp, Henry, Vieira. I could go on and on. Yeah, you guys seen Liam Brady. I was a bit too young coming to the back end of that, really, before he left. Yeah, you guys have seen proper footballers. So when people sit and go, oh, you're a Frank fan. Why? What? Because we want Arsenal to win the title. Yeah, and it's like, after 2 results, which we should be winning, by the way, we should be beating Crystal Palace. We should be beating Leicester. Yeah. All of a sudden, they come flying out the nest. We see this last season when we went, 11 unbeaten. Yeah, then 5 straight wins. Then we were 4 points clear with 3 to play. Zip it. You've all made your beds. You've all made your beds. Top 4 and Europa League is what 90% of the online fans that I've seen saying would be an acceptable season. So come the end of the season, if neither happen, I want to see the same energy that we have against this manager. Do you think that happened, Jez?
Probably not. Probably not. And to quote a point you just made to me, Lee, I did a stream last week. Gracie May was on. And there was some absolute numpty in there who attacked all of us collectively, that we never get out of our houses, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I actually said to this fella, I don't mind you attacking me. I don't mind you attacking Kenny, blah, blah, blah. But why attack a young lady who has been to Arsenal games and has experienced it with her grandfather, who has her grandfather had massive knowledge of Arsenal, a bit like my granddad. So, and this guy just could not leave it alone. And I said to him, mate, how many games have you been to? 8. I said, well, when you've been to 2,583, come and talk to me. Come and talk to me about Arsenal, because you absolutely, and Gracie just said in the chat, he was a muppet. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but why is he picking on the girl out of the four of us? Why is he picking on the girl? Because he knows he can't. It's like I had some idiot in my chat yesterday. I can't remember his name, just constantly spamming it. I said, put your email in, mate. I'll send you the link and you can come and tell me something I don't know about the club.
I did that the other night. Grace and I did it on a chat we did not last week, week before. And we said, if you want to come on and debate with us, come on. And I even said to the fella, I'll accept no camera, but come in and have a debate with us.
They don't. They just want to fight, mate. That's all it is.
Mate, they're just little persons that know absolutely nothing. And when, like, this fella is saying he's been to 8 games, and Gracie's probably been to like 20, 30 in her life, the granddad, and she's planning to go to games this season. And I'm like, sorry, man, I cannot give you respect.
See, the thing is, Jez, before people take that out of context, yeah, there's a lot of people that are watching that would fucking die to go to a game, right? But for logistics, for financial reasons, whatever, they can't. Yeah. And I know what you're saying. You're not discriminating people because of the amount of games compared to you. Yeah. No, but you're saying, how can you sit there and bully a young teenage girl for having a view that's different to yours, but you don't want to come to you, Kenny, or me? You pick on and with all due respect, Gracie, I love you to bits, yeah, with the weakest link in terms of age, not knowledge, because she's right up there with us, yeah, but the weakest link in terms of she's a female, so she's different to us males in terms of the conversation. She's been to less games than us because of her age.
Yeah.
Her knowledge of the football club is fucking up there, mate. That girl knows her football. Yeah, and she knows Arsenal. Yeah, and so does their family. But these people will identify and target and single out people that they think are weak. And big up to Gracie, because I see her reply, and she replied to him. This is where I find it funny, Jez, yeah? Right? It doesn't matter how many games you've been to or not been to.
No, it doesn't.
But when you want to start coming for people that have been to a lot of games, have witnessed Arsenal before you were born, have got a knowledge of Arsenal that is superior, and that's not trying to be elitist, but is superior because they've grown up in the area, they've got family that have grown up in the area, they've seen generation, so forth, and it's been passed down the family tree. Don't ever fucking come for them people and try and mug them off and make out they're fake when you don't want to come on camera, you don't want to show your face, your knowledge of the football club is lower than ours, or hers in her case, and you just think that it's all fun and games online. That's the problem with social media, is anyone can say what they want without any repercussions, which is why I'll highlight a few people every now and again. The best thing to do, and you'll see this as your channel and Gracie's channel grows, yeah, just fuck them off, mate. Yeah, because these people ain't got a Scooby about our great club. You ask them about a player from before they were born, they don't know. The whole reason they support our club is because we won a gold trophy that they weren't even fucking born or were knee-high to a grasshopper, yeah, when it happened. But they then support that club. They then go through the generation of Wenger saying fourth is a trophy better than the FA Cup. Then it's, oh, we can't compete with City and Chelsea's oil money, yeah. They've had excuses drummed into their head for 10, 15 years since supporting the club as an age where they understand what's going on. So then when it comes to now, it's, oh, this is great. Whereas we have all seen titles, trophies, the best of the best, Bergkamp, Henry, yeah. So we're negative. The club don't want people like us, Jez. They don't want people like you, Kenny. They like your season ticket money. But you're an irrelevance. You say this every year, Kenny. They want people that will just say, oh, yes, Edu, no, Edu, yes, Arteta, no, Arteta.
Well, Lee, as I said before, you know, in the podcast we did with JEZ'S on Thursday, I challenged Mark Ganella to do his worst for me. And I challenge anyone to do their worst, because the reason is that you can't have it both ways. You can't go for someone and call them a fake fan, and then they come back to you and they wage a season ticket about, oh, you think you're better than me because you go. No, if you call someone like me a fake Arsenal fan and not Arsenal, that's very rare to ball. I'm coming out fighting because I love this club with all my heart. That's not a cliche. That's a fact. You know, I'm not saying I'm a bigger Arsenal fan than anyone I know, but in my little how do I say it, little enclave involves just me, myself, and I am the biggest Arsenal fan in my own head because I love watching us play. I get great enjoyment out of going at home games and the away games, especially the London derbies. I get extreme enjoyment out of it the whole day. You won't get anyone more excited than me to go and watch the match.
You're like a 5-year-old man on Christmas Day in the group chat.
You see my Instagram stories. You see my Instagram reels and posts. It's the excitement I have of the game, and that's not going to change. I'm not going to let some rat have a go. I don't care where you're from abroad or you're from the UK. It doesn't matter. My beef with a lot of these people who try to be positive Arsenal fans, and I've said it many times. I'm fed up with saying it. Enjoy your support, but let us support our club in our right way. If I don't want to watch the Amazon documentary and I call it garbage, I have a right to call it garbage because the thing I've got a problem with that documentary is the timing. When we're meant to have a season, when football is the winner and the club is the star. Now, they're saying you haven't watched it, so how are you complaining about it? It's because you hate Arteta. So I said, what's it all about? And 90% of the descriptions are about how Arteta has set up a new culture, how Arteta has got rid of all the, the players who are troublemakers, and that if you see it, you want to Arteta. So they're basically telling me the documentary wasn't about Arsenal. It was all about selling Arteta to the fans and trying to change fans' minds about Arteta, despite the fact that his results have been 8th, and 5th. That seems to be lost on a lot of people. So people seem to find success anywhere they want to find it. And it seems that rather than getting us into the Champions League, rather than winning trophies, it seems that, when we finish 8th in the 2020-21 season, it seems lost on a lot of these guys that we've ballsed up the Europa League by losing to Villarreal, who actually went and win the competition. And we finished 8th, where we had record defeats at home, and we had teams who have actually broke the history record in terms of winning at our great club for the first time in 30 years, 40 years, some since the 60s and a few in the 70s. Yeah, that's lost a lot of fans. And the club, as far as I'm concerned, is that if you've got people like all three of us looking at the results and saying, what is going on, and you've got people of similar views looking at the results coldly and saying, well, he's not the right man. Is there any wonder that this documentary was first muted in the first place? We know it's about money, but is there any wonder
they got paid the same amount as if we got to a Europa League final? I think
exactly. Is there any wonder
Europe will accept the documentary, and all the producers of that documentary are Arsenal fans?
It's funny. Is there any wonder? Is there any wonder that after, on the back of those poor results, that the biggest star of that documentary is Mick Arteta? Is there any wonder why? Trying to sell a club, and then they say they had negative people on there. Really? Who were the negative people? I was told that the only negative segments was when we lost our first 3 games. After that, they've had
a couple of people walking out of the Etihad.
Yeah. Afterwards,
a couple of people saying enough's enough, and then the guys were arguing in the first 3 days.
Well, I haven't watched it, but this is the expression I get. People have told me that some podcasts of me, and wish them all the best. But as I said before, good luck to that. But if that's going to lead to a nice job for you, great. But when you do your fan channels, what was it for? Was it to promote Arsenal? Was it for you to get on into the media and be one of them?
That's what most of them do it for, Kenny. Let's be real. Most of them are looking for the gig.
Because Dave, it's well and good having people having a go at me and says, "Oh, you do it for money and blah blah." Well, I don't do anything for money. I pay my own way to go at Arsenal. I don't need anyone to pay for my season ticket. I work for a living. I save up. I go and watch Arsenal play, and I'll find out a
season ticket, Kenny.
Yeah, I've had a season ticket for as long as I can remember. In fact, I've forgotten about the times when I didn't have a season ticket. When I did have a season ticket, I still went there every game because I paid at the turnstile. So don't come up to me and say that I can't go and watch Arsenal without without being negative, do me a favour. Don't associate me with these fans who just want to go to every game possible so they can get on TV. No, I'm not about that life. You know, I was an Arsenal fan before social media, and I'll be an Arsenal fan, you know, if it gets wound down. I don't need social media to go Arsenal. Don't need people. It's mental. You know, let's let Arsenal fans support the club in the right way. You know, Arsenal fans got everything to be positive about because it's just season just started. But let's be honest about the whole situation and let's set huge, massive goals. We can set the massive goals and stick to them. We're all going to be happy people.
And that's the point, yeah, that I want to allude to. Because there's a few people saying, "Oh, you never thought we would have won a game yesterday." That's all great and that's all fantastic. But I've seen Arsenal win 40 or go 49 unbeaten. I've seen Arsenal win a record in the Premier League for straight wins. I've seen some of the greatest players to ever kick ball for our football club. Yeah, yesterday was great, and we're going to come to some of that and we're going to dissect it a little bit. But last season, we see Arsenal lose the first three. We're probably going to see Man United lose the first three. Yes, Man United fans were laughing at Arsenal last season. We're doing the same back to them. And I said this to a friend of mine the other day. I said, football fans have literally got the mental capacity of a fucking a toddler. Tottenham are losing. Oh, they've equalised. Oh, I better delete my draft tweet. Oh, because they've equalised at Stamford Bridge. Yeah. Chelsea. Abramovich has left. It's literally like being in a kindergarten, in a toddler's playground environment. Football fans, it is literally tit for tat. And I get it, and I get this rivalries, and I get all of this. Maybe the older I've got, the more, like, I don't know, angry, anti-BS I've got. I don't know. Yeah, but the fact and reality is, last season, we went on an 11-game unbeaten run and ended up 7th at the end of that. We then went on a 5-game win streak and sat 4th. We then sat 4th with 4 points clear with 3 games to go and finished 5th. So, excuse me, after 18 years, when all 3 of us and a lot of people in the chat from Arsenal and other teams have seen Arsenal be the creme de la creme with some of the greatest footballers you'll ever see in your life playing for us, smash down a beautiful stadium that we've all been to, and many in the chat have been to compete and be the best. So when we want to sit there and go, okay, cool, sweet. 2011, 2012, Wenger, you're done. 8-2 at Old Trafford. Eventually, protests and all of that. We then get Emery. He gets 70 points one season. Not back, bang, you're gone the second season. Right? This manager has still failed to get more points in the league in a single season than Unai Emery's only season with a worse squad. When people say Rome weren't built in a day, well, he won the FA Cup with built in a day squad that he just inherited. Since he's ripped that squad to pieces, he's won another, and he's done nearly 400 mil and he ain't finished. Then you have the technical director coming out, 4 of the main first team starters at Arsenal Football Club coming out, saying top 4 in Europa League this season. You then have all the top accounts, followers-wise, online saying top 4 in Europa League. So we're holding every single one of these people to that account and to that standard. Now add in the fact we've waited 18 years, we've seen the burial of our fucking stadium, we've seen the money spent, we've seen the lies, excuses and embarrassments along the way, the 6-0 in his 1000th game. Every single one of them players should have donated that money to charity, mate. 6-0. Even Salah scored for Chelsea. Yeah, embarrassing. Some of the embarrassments we've seen, how dare we sit here, so, as people would put it, anti-Arsenal, negative, and demand the best. We have gone through that generation from 2002 when Sir Peter Hillwood came out and said, we've got the funding to move to Ashburton Grove. Yeah, we're going to compete with the best of the best. Then you get Gazidis coming out saying it. Even met the super fans on a tour. Yeah, we're going to compete. So now fast forward, people go, oh, but it weren't built in a day. You need to be patient. No, you've got the technical director coming out now saying we have to win now. You've got 4 of the first team squad saying we have to win now. Yeah, we've got all these top fans with their followers saying we have to win now. Do you think, Jez, we are going to get top 4 and or win a trophy this season?
No.
Why?
And why? No, I don't think we are. I think because we're going to get injuries. We've got the World Cup coming up. If Jesus, we've got several players, man, that are going to go to that World Cup. One or two of them are going to come back cropped. And we have an absolute rubbish backup goalkeeper. I said it yesterday. I did a watch along with Gracie May, and I said it. If Ramsdale gets injured, man, we are in deep doogie doo-goos. And I'm sorry, if Jesus gets cropped, I have no faith in Eddie Nketiah leading the line. I'm sorry. But let me just, there's a couple of points I want to make, Lee. I was ultimately positive yesterday. And I think if anybody watches the fan cam and the player ratings that Kenny and I and Lee did, I was very, very impressed.
You were buzzing.
I was
when
buzzing.
You said Jesus is world class, I was like, whoa, is this Jez? I was like, world class performance, but is he actually world class? So I had to pull you back.
Maybe I overstated.
Booming negativity.
Maybe I overstated that. Maybe I should have said
you were caught up in the moment as an Arsenal fan, Jez.
Yeah, I get it.
One of the best debuts at the Emirates or on the home debut that we've witnessed in our lifetime. How dare you be excited?
I do. I mean, look, I'm sorry. Sometimes, as an old man, I show my passion maybe a little bit too much. I get excited. I've been like this, Lee, since I was 8 years old. So it hasn't changed. It hasn't gone away. And it will always be, excuse me, to the day I die. And that is how I am with Arsenal Football Club. And that is what I find so funny when people call me out and say, oh, you're negative, you're a Spurs fan, da, 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 da. And, well, no, I'm not. And never will be. Never. Sorry. Cut me in half, man, and it says Arsenal Football Club. The other point, Liam, if I may, is a lot of people go on about the fact I go on Gracie's show. Yeah, because I admire and I respect her knowledge of Arsenal. Oh, but you protect her. No, I don't have to protect her. She has her own way of protection because she has a brain and she knows Arsenal. Her family know Arsenal. But on my channel, I don't take any crap. Oh, you don't say that to Kenny. Well, I don't think I need to protect Kenny, to be fair. You know what I mean? I think
Kenny can look after himself.
I think so. It's like Lee, when you come on my channel, oh, well, I'm talking about the one of the week. And you, Kenny, me, Gracie were on. Well, yeah, but, you're all negative. No, we actually state it as it is. And that's facts. And we expect to actually achieve. Because as you quite rightly said, Lee, earlier, and Kenny said, we expect it. We've seen it. We've been there, done it, So that is case in point. I don't accept people being abusive in any shape or form. And there's no need.
Having said that, Jez, and I'm going to pull you up and play devil's advocate and be a bit of a prick here. Right?
Go on.
Arteta, you prick. That's abusive. People will say, yeah, but you call him a prick, Jez.
Yeah, he is, though.
I'm just playing devil's advocate because I've called him a lot worse.
He is, Lee, he is. He's an arrogant man. And I'm not going to say the word, but he's an arrogant man. And he's proven it time and time and time again. Simple. I've watched that Amazon thing, Lee. You've watched it. Kenny, you refuse to. And
I refuse to watch it, Jez, because the reason why I refuse to watch it is because I think, well, we already know what happens. And I just, maybe I'm suspicious, or maybe I've just, studied our body language and studied, psychology of why things are put out. Like, for instance, when you get news items, they're put out for a reason, but they've got a different spin on it. For instance, if say there was a war, and on the west side, there's a good guys and a bad side. Yet, if you go to a different country, they'll give their different version of news. And I think that's the reason why I was against the Amazon documentary as well, because I knew that I felt this is what's going to be about. But in terms of like, you know, what you're saying about Arteta, people need to realise it's not personal. Certainly isn't personal. It's just that we have extremely high standards, and we have seen that team that over the road, if you get on the bus 259 or get the bus 279 from Manor House or get the W3 from Wells Terrace and Finsbury Park, they still try to attract elite managers, even though economically they are inferior to us. But what's happening now is that they've now got an elite manager who are they now backing financially, and not only that, they built a new stadium, which is a state of the art. I've been there for boxing, I've been there for the away game. Plus, their training ground's the best in the country. So, in terms of what they're doing, they're trying to catch up with us, and they're going to go past us, and that worries me. And that's why that is why I didn't want Arteta, is because I wanted experience. So someone who can win now. It's all great. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Kenny, sorry to interrupt you, my friend.
Yeah.
I totally agree with what you're saying. And I agree with what Lee's saying, being devil's advocate. I've been saying that manager we've got is a P for 3 years. Nothing has changed my mind. People say, oh, you're negative. No, I was very positive yesterday, ultimately positive.
Yeah, but this is what we are, Jez, and people lose that in translation. That they like. So I was super positive on my fan cam yesterday. If you go through the comments, there's people saying, "Oh, why are you nitpicking at certain things?" Well, because Odegaard disappeared, I didn't see him. Gabriel was shocking, yeah, and Saka, Ben White, and Odegaard on that side, I didn't really see him. And I also said it didn't matter because the rest of the team were quality. Yeah. But people want to dig out everything. And unfortunately, that's what it is when you're on social media, mate.
I watched, Kenny, your show you did with LJ. And there's a fellow there, Russ, on his comment. Odegaard. He made out Odegaard was one of the best players on the pitch. I mean, dear God, what game was he watching? The guy went missing for most of the bloody game.
I think, again, it's all about people's interpretations. The fact is, the reason why we are nitpicking is because we've seen this before. If you become complacent and make genuine mistakes, then better teams will exploit it. There's still an issue down the right-hand side with Benjamin White, especially when games like, all right, he comes with, he gains his confidence, he gets a little bit better. The fact is, that area down our right-hand side is still weak. It's going to be, it is being exploited, but teams haven't been good enough to punish us. It was exploited for a while at Selhurst Park. It was definitely in that first half. Saka is another area of concern. He was not involved in the game. And like the beacon, like the red flag, or maybe the sort of, echoing sound is, well, Saka's been probably a bit average, against Crystal Palace, though he was involved in the goal. He was extremely poor yesterday. Yet, Nicola Pepe can't get a look in. A player that you spent £72 million for, who is technically better than Saka, has got more natural footballing ability than Saka, but we accept that Saka is the go-to man for our managers to win football matches. So that's not us nitpicking and looking for problems. We're just thinking long-term. Some parts of our game isn't going to be sustainable, even against teams we should be beating, because, managers ain't stupid. Nowadays, teams watch other teams. They have like analytical board. They have a set piece coach. They have a coach for the forwards and defenders. They're going to watch videos of certain aspects of their game, and they're going to look at that right-hand side with Benjamin White on there, and going to think, weak link. They're going to look at the situation
Do you think, sorry to cut you off, Kenny, do you think, because he came off in the end and Tomiyasu came on, right? And a lot of our fan base have hailed the fact that Saliba's been out on loan because we've got Benjamin White. Benjamin White can't get in the team at centre-back at the minute in the first 2 games so far this season because of Saliba. And yes, he scored an own goal. And it was kind of unfortunate because he headed it wide, but the spin on the ball bounced it in, right?
Yeah.
No communication between the goalkeeper and him, right?
Yeah.
At all. But again, he's only just got into the team. You're going to build that up, right? But Ben White has been lauded up as the centre-half that we've needed, that's comfortable on the ball. But now he can't get a game at centre-half. Tomiyasu's now fit and back in training. Where's Ben White playing, bro? Because we've paid 50 million for him. Does he get in over Tomiyasu? Does he get in over Saliba in the next game?
Lee, that's another question. But there's other issues. If you look, everyone talks about the attacking side of our game, the left-hand side. With Shevchenko, he's done really well. He's got great skill. There's a bit of, like individual brilliance there with a little skill flick on he did, and like the little flick for that, over the head of the defenders. What I mean, but certain in the latter stage of the games, he is part of the weak link defensively. Hence the fact that the question is, if Kieran Tierney's fully fit, that's another question that opposition are going to be looking at, because they're going to like Shevchenko. They're going to think, oh, yeah, Shevchenko is very good technically, blah, blah. But is he a natural left back? So that's another issue which can hurt us. And that's something that's got to be evolved. We still have to buy a centre midfielder, because the Jackery situation looks brilliant at the moment when we're in the front foot and Partey's playing. But if Thomas is out, we might have to find another way of playing. We're happy with Xhaka going forward out of harm's way, and we're happy with him, be on the left hand side to give us a bit of protection. But we don't want him in that engine, because we know that when we are on the retreat, we don't want him as the last man. We've got no problem with Thomas Partey being there, but it's him. So that's an area we need to look at. And the right back situation is, whether we like it or not, Tomiyasu is not a right back, but he's comfortable there. And obviously another situation as well is Ben White's not right back. And the problem is, what we're doing by not getting a genuine right back, we're killing Saka, the guy who is our main threat. And in our managers, I still a main threat, because there's no that. And Saka is struggling without someone overlapping him. And even if we get Pepe in the side, he'll probably struggle as well. So that's an issue that we have to talk about. We can't be shut down.
That's been a thing since Arteta's been manager, because Arteta had Tierney, Martinelli, Tierney, and I don't know, Aubameyang left. And that left-hand side, since he's been manager, that left-hand side has been our focal point. It's always been down the left. The right, we see Tomiyasu doesn't tend to overlap. So then Saka, we see it all the time. Saka, they hope that Odegaard now comes out to the right to cause an overlap, but Odegaard doesn't run around the back of Saka. He kind of floats out there to give an inside option. So then you see Saka isolated 3-on-1, 2-on-1 every time. And listen, Saka's a very good footballer. Close control level 100. And he's quite quick. He's quite strong for a small guy. But he can't do it on his own. And we see that towards the latter stages of last season. It was games last season where he looked shattered. The other day, yesterday, I was shocked he was still on the pitch, mate. I thought he wasn't shocking, but he just weren't in the game. But that whole right-hand side wasn't in the game. But then most of our play under Arteta has come down the left. And teams will work that out. Teams will know that. Yes, we're going to beat Palace. And what a great performance, by the way, because that's a bogey ground for us. You've been there. I've been there when we've lost, we've drawn, whatever, right?
We've had some hammerings there. We had a couple of hammerings.
You're not fit to wear the shirt and all of that when Bellingham's taking throws. I've been there with Alexis. You was there when Alexis Sanchez scored his last goals for the club. In a game that we just about scraped over the line. But we've also seen Arsenal get beaten up at that ground. And to be fair, we stood up to the challenge. We rode our luck. Eze should have equalised. If that's a striker for another team, maybe, ifs and buts, whatever. We won the game, right? And we showed a bit of character, right? Yesterday, we showed a bit of character and we won the game because we conceded twice, straight away, bang, straight up the other end. That's something I've not seen under this manager. But at the same time, if we can see that right-hand side of ours is kind of weak, Odegaard's going to float out there, Saka's going to look for that ball back inside. If it's Ben White, he ain't overlapping, he's going to be more defensive. If it's Tommy, is not a natural right back. He's going to come inverted. So now all of a sudden you're trying to cause the overlap in centre, which Zinchenko was doing yesterday, playing kind of as a cam at times yesterday, or a left cam, left attacking midfield, because he was so high up. That's all well and good in certain games. But every single manager in that league knows that that right-hand side is an issue for us. And Saka, as good as he is, and as great as he's been for the last couple of seasons, can't do it on his own. And if Odegaard gets marked out of the game, gets bullied out of the game, you know Tomiyasu or Ben White ain't overlapping. Cedric ain't good enough. Yeah. And you can get at us down that side. Then you have Saliba, kind of different story, because Saliba is so good and so commanding in his presence. He's a big lad on the pitch. Yeah. He can come and save you a couple of times, but he ain't going to save us all season.
No.
Yeah. And that for us, people who say, oh, you're nitpicking. Yeah, because we demand the best. It's been 3 years now nearly with this manager. We spent a hell of a lot of money, and we've gone through change with Wenger to Emery. We've gone through Emery to this manager. Everything's rosy in the garden with this manager. He's had everything he's wanted, players in, players out. Yeah. The fact and reality is, great start, 2 wins out of 2. I expect 5 out of 5 with the teams we're facing. Man United, everyone's laughing at, and rightly so. They're a shambles. But we've seen them be a shambles last season and still beat us.
Yeah.
We've seen them be a shambles many times before and still beat us. So and I said this the other day on the podcast, and I've said this on many streams since, yeah. Come next month, the end of this month, in 12 days, I think the Europa League draw's done. People are making out we're going to walk this Europa League like it's nothing, right? Not only that, they're making out top 4, easy. From September till November before the World Cup, that whole group stage has to be done for Champions League and for Europa League. Tottenham and Chelsea play on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. We play on a Thursday. We're now playing catch-up on games, right? When we've been up against it with results and we've now got the game to kick on, last season and under this manager previously, 90% of the time we have failed to take advantage. Man United have failed. Last season, it was just a joke, right? Man United, let's say, get them out of the equation. Tottenham looked like a good team this season, right? Chelsea, despite what everyone's saying, looked like a good team this season. We're now playing catch up to them in terms of playing after them. If one of them wins or both win, the pressure's now on us. When the pressure was on us and has been on us under this manager, we have flopped more times than we have not flopped. And that is where, when people want to get on our case, us three sit back and go, well, actually, hold on a minute. There's no evidence to suggest, based on this previous episode under this manager, that we can now kick on. Yes, we might have better starting 11 than we did when he took over. We might have better backups. We might have a goal scorer now. Well, we had a goal scorer in Aubameyang, yeah, who single-handedly pretty much won him the FA Cup. We had Lacazette, who everyone was lauding off last season. Oh, he's got work rate. Well, he didn't score any goals. And when we're calling that out, you're negative. Look what he does for the team. Well, we've now got a player up front that can do the work rate and score goals and has the quality. But then it's the drop. And this is where us three, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, if we get Thomas Partey injured, and there's no evidence to suggest it will stay fit all season, he's not done it at us. Tierney, Tomiyasu, there's no evidence to suggest these players will stay fit. Gabriel Jesus, we don't know. It's the unknown, yeah? But when you take Tomiyasu out and put Ben White or Cedric there, when you take Tierney out, yes, we've got Zinchenko, but what if Partey's injured? And Tierney's injured? If Jesus, God fucking forbid, he gets injured, we're now going with somebody that, he's come through the academy after Chelsea's, but the drop-off is levels. And this is where I feel like us three, we want, after 370 million spent, nearly 3 years in the job, eighth and fifth, and it's never felt so good in the fan base. We actually want to see a title challenge, and we actually want to see progress, because this guy has still not amassed more points in a single league season than Unai Emery did with a shit squad.
So that's the thing. The thing about it, Lee, is that if you speak to a lot of these fans and they talk about the field goal factor and how, even Piers Morgan's joined into it. He's saying, I'm officially trusting the process.
On the channel until he tweeted that. I have to revoke that.
Yeah, and there's other people who've done that. you know, who were very much vocal during the Wenger out period. The fact is, if you ask them a straight question, I'm not saying every football fan has to give you a straight answer, but if you say we're going places, and I say what's our ambitions, I'll be happy with 4th place and winning the Europa League. All right, if you don't get 4th place, what are you happy with? Oh, we are just happy with winning the Europa League. If you don't get the we finish 5th. Well, yeah, I wouldn't mind 5th because, you know, 2 5th place places a lot better than the 2 8th place places. And whether people like it or not, that is genuine progress. That's what they say. They won't commit to the fact that we spent so much money and we, you know, even this window, even though they're saying we haven't finished our spending, it's only Chelsea who spent more than us, despite the fact that Spurs got their people in quickly. The fact is that Chelsea probably spent 60 million pounds more than us. They're still looking for a forward, and they're still looking for. Apparently, they're looking at Anthony Gordon Everton as well as Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and you know, De Jong. So they still got more money to spend. The fact is, the level of expenditure we've made tells me that the league has to be a certainty. Let's not forget that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm fed up of being the weakest members of the top 6. Alongside,
I don't think we are anymore, by the way, because on current form, Man United.
Yeah, but even so, over the years, if you since Arteta's been in the job fully, Man United finished 3rd
twice.
Yeah, they finished 3rd and 2nd, and then we've only finished above them, 1 place above them. But apparently, if you look at it concisely, we remember that we were the weakest members of the top 6, and even then, Leicester City finished above us when I get 2 5th place places in 2020 and 2021. So what I'm trying to say is that whether fans like it or not, we have to accelerate this process. We have to get a midfielder in, and we have to strengthen our right back situation. And once we get it, we challenge. There's no excuses. It doesn't matter whether Man City are up there. We're a big club, and we have to see that as their only goal, not making progress. Because when I hear Tottenham speak, they're talking about challenge for the title, even though they know their levels behind Liverpool and Man City. And Chelsea, with their pedigree, since Abramovich bought the club and had to sell the club, they've only known a title challenge. They've only known winning big trophies. So that's the level we have to aspire to. Anything else is just a waste of time.
But why do you think, and let me ask Jez, sorry, Jez, why do you think that our fans are so satisfied with Mikel Arteta in nearly 3 years? It's what, 32 months since he took the job, right? Why do you think our fans are so satisfied with 8th, 5th, amassing less points than Unai Emery in a single season, spending whatever he wants, getting the players out, and he has overhauled the squad, and you have to say, cool. Like, and the one thing that people miss all the time is we do actually sit there and say, yo, if Aubameyang turned up late for the North London derby, rightly so he shouldn't be playing. Rightly so he should be fined. Rightly so there should be fucking action. But to get rid of some of these players, especially in January, and we see on that, and you've watched it, Jez, on that All or Nothing documentary, I can't remember the guy's name, but he sat there and he said, well, if you have to bring in 6 or 7 players in January, you're kind of admitting that you've done something wrong previously. Well, is that the reason we didn't then? Because then you'd show weakness in a process project that you have peddled out and marketed and forced upon people and thrown it down their necks. Mikel. Like, if we don't get top 4 this season, and Jez, you've seen title change, you've seen a lot more than I have, right? We've seen so many managers come and go over the years at every other football club. And this manager has probably been the most protected manager I've ever seen. Spending a fortune, having everything his own way, without any pressure, really. Without fans at the ground for 2 years, saved his arse, mate. Because last season, I'm not going to go and say he'd be sacked, but they'd make themselves known, right? And Kenny, you know that. We all know that. We've been at grounds, Wenger out, Wenger in, all that crap, right? But I want to ask you, Jez, right? If we don't get top 4, we don't win a trophy. After Edu's come out and said now let's start winning ASAP. The players are coming out saying ASAP. The fans are saying ASAP. Do you actually see him getting sacked if he doesn't? Or do you think it'd just be, oh, well, we were so close and the landscape's different. All these people are gardeners, but the landscape was different back when Emery was there. No, it weren't. Yeah, no, it weren't. Unai Emery had a shit squad full of fucking prima donnas like Mesut Ozil, yeah, and fucking players like that, all on the fucking get-along gang, the German core and all that bollocks, all taking the piss, yeah, all on stupid wages, right? And he actually got a fucking tune out of a lot of players, which he probably shouldn't have done, right? Yeah. But do you think he will get sacked after all of this big talk from the club, the players, and the fans? Do you think if he doesn't deliver fourth and or a trophy, do you think they will have the backbone to sack him, or are they too far invested?
I'll give you my opinion, Lee. Straightforward. I'll shoot from the hip. If he doesn't get top four, if he doesn't win a trophy, he'll be sacked. Arsenal Football Club, through Edu, has made the statement, it's time to win trophies. And the fan base that like to sing this stupid Mikel Arteta crap song eventually are going to turn. Simple. Because enough is enough. Edu has made the statement. It's time to win trophies. So if Arsenal are not challenging or not in the Champions League next season, I still think it's not good enough. I still think Arsenal should be challenging to win the Premier League. Now, people are going to criticise me for that, right? That's what I expect. I don't expect third loser. I expect Arsenal Football Club back in time. And I've had people say to me, oh, they didn't win it for years. They didn't win it for years. Yeah, because lack of investment. This guy has had 380 something million pounds invested on the players he wanted. So I expect him to be challenging for the Europa Cup. I expect him to be challenging for the FA Cup. I expect him to be challenging for the Premier League. And I accept no less. And I will get massive hate for this. I really don't care.
Do you think that you're demanding and we're demanding a title challenge when people sit there and go, oh, yeah, but Chelsea, they ruined the market. Man City, oh, they've got £400 million worth of fucking right backs that they fucking loaned out. Like, do you think we're demanding too much? Or do you think actually, do you know what? If Liverpool can do it on a fraction of what we're doing, and we've outspent Chelsea for 6 years on net, yeah? Do you think that we're right to demand that? Because I'm going to sit and play devil's advocate now. People are sitting there and say, oh, we can't compete. But then they compare us to Klopp and Liverpool. Oh, it took 4 years. It didn't. It took 3 years and he won the Champions League. He qualified for the fucking Champions League in the first season. Second season, he lost the final. Third season, he fucking won it. Fourth season, yeah, he missed out on he won the title, right? But if you look how much money he spent at Liverpool and the squad he inherited and the money he's spent at Liverpool, how can he do it? But our fans in masses and their droves, yeah, go, oh, well, we've got to give Arteta more time because he's doing it on a fraction of what we've spent.
Yeah. How much more time? How much more time? He's
that's the thing, Jez.
He's had his time. He has bought.
You saying our fans that?
So this season is the season. If he does not achieve what I've just said, challenging, and I said challenging for the Premier League, challenging for the Europa Cup, and challenging for the FA Cup. I don't mean going out in the 5th round of the FA Cup. That's not challenging. Challenging for the FA Cup is getting to semi-finals. And, you know, I'm sorry. I find it insulting that the last 2 seasons we didn't. We have a great history We've been in 21 finals and won 14. So, sorry, guys, I expect the best. This guy, Arteta, right, has to deliver. If he doesn't deliver, he's done. He's gone. He's finished. Yeah? I'm sorry, Arteta. Mr. Edu has said deliver.
He's kind of stitched his mate there, isn't he? By saying trophy, isn't he, Kenny?
Well, you say he stitched his mate up, but the fact is that, you know, friends at work, you know, yeah, Dave, we're running a business, and the business just has to ultimately run on success on the pitch. You can go for plan B as much as you like, but eventually you run out of options. You have to look at the Man United. You know, 3 years ago they were cash rich, according to Gary Neville, and they had £350 million in the bank, and now 3 years later they only got £49 million. Why? Because they haven't been successful on the pitch. Yes, they got the Europa League final, but they haven't won a genuine success. They haven't won a trophy for 5 years, and it's caught up with them now. And it's the same with us. It will catch up with us on a financial level if we do not do it successfully on the pitch. Because I don't care what anyone says. People can talk as much, you know, like jargon and kid themselves as much as they like. Chelsea and Man City are more valuable clubs than us, not because of the financial doping. No, that's the financial doping started when they were trying to build something. But now they've won the league. Man City got the Champions League final. Chelsea won 2 European Champions Leagues, and they've won numerous European trophies and won the league and won basically a trophy-winning machine. They've managed to make the business work because of that success on the pitch. Hence the fact that Chelsea were more valuable clubs than us. And I want to address a point by Mr. Appiah, because he was saying that you were wrong about that Chelsea has spent us over 4 and 5 years. In one season, Mr. Appiah, Chelsea had a transfer embargo. And before they had a transfer embargo, and Abramovich was actually due to spend more money in trying to build the ground and getting Chinese investment to rebuild Champions Bridge in order to get a station called Stamford Bridge, which is on just after Fulham Broadway. He abandoned those plans over the citizenship issue 4 years ago. Regarding the situation with Putin. So it wasn't no accident that he got sanctions, because this has been ongoing for 4 years. So that's when he stopped making the spending. Chelsea spending actually came from their loan system and their academy, loaning out players and signing them on big transfers. So, Mr. Yappy, I think you need to do your research. Don't just assume because Abramovich spent millions and millions and millions of pounds that they've carried on spending more than us. That hasn't been the case. We've been the biggest spenders and spent more than them. So I think you've looked at the Abramovich thing. You looked at the fact that he's a billionaire, but in essence, what you've seen is that Chelsea spent their money more wisely than us and invested in bigger name managers and bigger name players because they have to win. That's their mentality.
It's there on the screen, mate. Transfer League for the last 5 seasons, yeah? Chelsea, £656.9 million gross, yeah? It's there, right there. Sold, 523.6. Net, 133.2 million, which is per season average of 26.6 million. Yeah, that is Chelsea in the last 5 seasons. Scroll down to Arsenal. Spent 213 million less gross. Sold about 300 odd million less than them, right? Net 249 million, an average of 49.8 million per season. So in the last 5 seasons, we've actually spent nearly double per season net what Chelsea have. And people say, oh, but he had the investment in the beginning, he threw it in. Doesn't matter. And N'Golo Kante is finished. I've been saying it for 2 years. The guy's done. Yeah. They've got no striker there. They spent 70 million on Shai Havertz. He missed a sitter today. Yeah. They can go and do 100 mil on Lukaku. Oh, he was rubbish. Yeah. They made £105 million last summer. So they made profit. Yeah. And technically, yes, net's not a thing. But if you want to talk about just player sales, incoming and outgoing, yeah, Chelsea have done £500 million sales in the last 5 years. What have we done? 194 mil. Yeah, we've let players walk out of this football club for nothing. Yeah, look at Liverpool. Right, look at Liverpool. £470 million spent. Yeah, 378.5 back, 92.4 million net in 5 years, average 18.5 mil a season for the last 5. How can that football club compete for the top honours in that 5-year period? Why? I'll tell you why. Because they have a fucking world-class manager.
Yep.
Yeah. And Liverpool have put themselves in a position under that manager where first season he lost 2 trophies in the final. He got them in his first full season, Champions League. Instantly levels up, and it's Liverpool, right? Second season, Champions League final, lost because of Karius. Third season, we won it. Now, everyone wants to play for Liverpool. Yes, they had assets in terms of Coutinho, which they sold and then bought the goalkeeper and Van Dijk. The 70 mil for Van Dijk looks stupid when they're paying 85 for Harry Maguire, and Fofana's getting bids for 75. And I like Fofana, yeah? Come on, let's look at it logic. Oh, but the landscape was different back then. No, it weren't. No, it weren't. Yeah. Oh, they paid 27 for Salah. Yeah, because nobody wanted him. They paid 25 for Mane. Yeah, because nobody wanted him. They paid 25 for Firmino because nobody wanted him. There were still teams out there like us, by the way, that were going out there doing 42.5 before that on Mesut Ozil, 30 odd on Sanchez, yeah, 35 on Granit Xhaka instead of Kante. So when people say, oh, the landscape was different, what a load of cobblers. Liverpool and Chelsea, their models, yes, they might fall flat on their face eventually, but it don't look like it. So when we look at our spending and how many players we leave for Chelsea, have just got rid of Timo Werner. They paid 54 mil on paper for him. 2 years, you didn't cut him, mate. You're gone. Yeah, and they've got 20 mil plus add-ons. Lukaku, 100 mil. They didn't pay 100 mil for Lukaku. They probably paid about 20 so far, right? They've now loaned him back to Inter and got 8 mil back, right? And then he'll probably end up signing for them next summer. So they're not going to ever pay 100 mil for Lukaku. One season, you didn't do it, you're gone. Yes, he wanted to go, but Werner, 54 mil, they've got nearly half of that back straight away in a transfer fee up front, plus add-ons. With Arsenal, that would be, oh, run your contract down, mate. Yeah. See you, Ramsey, for free. Yeah. See ya. Yeah. You go for free, mate. Yeah. You go for free. Go on, son. Yeah. All the other players that have run their contracts down over the years. These football clubs have proper people in high positions, right? They have a philosophy and a style of play. They have, and people are laughing, go, oh, Liverpool won 1 title in 30 years. Well, I'd rather Liverpool's last 5 years than Arsenal, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I'd rather Chelsea's last 15 years since we knocked that stadium down than ours, wouldn't you? And people go, it's not sustainable. Well, it has been for Chelsea. Yeah. And they've spent less than us, and they're more self-sustainable than we are because they have a higher income, a bigger fan base, and a better fucking football team. And they still keep winning. What would you rather?
Well, that's a fact, mate. I mean, you know, let's just make a comment. This manager, our beloved Arteta, has broken many, many records at this club. All bad. All bad. We're now entering our 18th, is it 18th or 19th? 18th. The longest period in the club's history of never winning a league trophy. And I have to say, that sums it up for me. Sums it up. He fluked the FA Cup, and I don't care what anybody says. He fluked it. He got lucky, and everybody gasses him up for winning the FA Cup. And I'm not even going to talk about the Charity Shield, because that is a dinner plate. Yeah? That's how it is. You know, I'm sure after the game, they all put that plate down, they get the tapas out, and they all have a good old nosh up. But I don't accept this league. I do not accept it. You don't accept it. Kenny doesn't accept it. I can name so many YouTubers that don't accept it. But we get slated for it because we will not accept mediocrity. Even though yesterday, Lee, Kenny, Gracie May on her channel, and I did watch another channel, which will remain nameless, But no, it's not a big channel. It's a very small channel. And that fella was slagging that game off like you would never believe. I was like, are you sure? What game did you watch? But I still want the best. I still want it. Yes, I didn't grow up with great seasons every bloody season. Yeah. I've seen us win numerous trophies, but I remember the great days of George Graham, Wenger, and all that. But we're just in the doldrums here. We're float. I'll tell you what, how I described to a mate of mine who's a Chelsea fan. It's like an amoeba in a river. We're floating around, up, down, up, down, up, down, you know, and who knows what's going to happen. We haven't yet played a big team. I said to you, Lee, I said to Kenny, the pre-season, we need to get out the blocks fast. These first 5 games, we must win, because then we're going into a difficult time. We've got Liverpool, Tottenham, I think it is, and those games are difficult games. Well, we know that.
We've got Man United, we've got Tottenham, we've got Man City, from September the 4th to the end of November. Yeah, so, and not only that, we then go to the World Cup, right? So the games are done. Yeah, and there's Europa League. Every Thursday, all the way from September to November, game, group stage. And like I said earlier, it's great sitting laughing at all these other clubs, but to sit there and have the arrogance to say, yo, we're going to walk the Europa League and top 4. And not only that, our players are saying that. 4 of our players from the first team squad have come out and said that, mate. Yeah, we're going to go all out for the Europa League and we're going to try for top 4. Okay, cool. But that's the standard then. Yeah. Edu, trophies now, standard. This lot are gassing up every footballer at our club like he's the best thing since sliced bread. Cool. Standard. At the end of the season, I'm dropping receipts. And I want to see the same energy if we don't do it. If we do it, we'll sit there and go, well done. But it still ain't the title, which is what us 3 want. And before we wrap this up, big up to everybody watching live. Big up to everybody in the chat. Smash the likes up. We're not even touching 400 yet. That's a shambles. Sub to JEZ'S channel. It's in the link in the description. Arsenal history and more, if you want to know more about the club. Kenny, give us your final thoughts before we wrap up, man.
Well, final thoughts is, as I always say, it has to be one game at a time, you know, and, you know, and like show the same attitude. But, you know, I think we'd be more confident in Arsenal's progress if we just cut out the silly mistakes, because football's got a funny way of biting you up the arse. You know, people are taking a notice of our great club. You know, a lot of pundits are falling in love with us. A lot of fans from other clubs think we're going to go places. They like the vibe at Arsenal. Just because they like the vibe at a club doesn't mean that they're plotting ways to bring us down. And that's why we just have to look at those 2 areas of concern. You know, defensively, right at the right back, right hand side, and also in the latter stage of the games. You know, don't just rule out Kieran Tierney. You know, just yet. I know someone on the ground was saying to me yesterday that Kieran Tierney is inferior to Zinchenko. Zinchenko is better technique and blah blah. Let's not forget that we've got a genuine, and I mean a genuine, left back in Kieran Tierney, who when we signed him, we thought he's going to go levels. Injuries prevent him from playing big games, but when he's at his best, we got one of the best left backs in the country. Let's not turn away from him just yet.
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. Jez, final thoughts before we wrap up.
Final thoughts before we wrap up. Very impressed yesterday. Thought it was absolute positivity. Looking forward to the game against Bournemouth away. We know it's a tricky place to go and play. So it could be a banana skin, but I'm positive. And that does not mean I'm Arteta in by any shape or form. And in your chat, there's a little git called Cam. It says Miserable Git Show. Come and talk to me, mate. Collins.jez on Instagram, and I'll educate you. But there you go.
Get him to come on the channel and ask him.
Yeah,
to tell us something we don't know about the football club.
Yeah, he won't. They're all little keyboard warriors, mate. He's pretty due for bed now, anyway.
He's running away, in it.
Listen, big up to everybody who's been watching this show live. Kenny, what have you got coming up, podcast wise, boxing wise? We know it's Usyk.
You know what? What
you got coming up?
I've got coming up. I'm taking this laptop, this microphone, and thing on holiday with me.
Yeah, you're on holiday on Tuesday.
Yeah, we're going further near the docks on Tuesday, so I don't know what time it is. And then Wednesday we're going to be in France, but I'm just going to take this commitment with me because I'm thinking, you know what, everyone's holidays are different. Some people want to just do podcasts on the holidays. Some people just want to sit by the pool. Holidays are for everyone, and you have to do what makes you feel best when you're on holiday.
Absolutely.
Fact.
And I'm on my own next week because you, Kenny, you've gone. Gracie's going. So, I've got, I'm on my own.
All by myself. I don't need.
Yeah. You've all left me. I'm after what's happened today with the bloody YouTube.
Yeah, but Chess, as I said before, I've still brought my computer with me because I'm just because I'm an odd doesn't mean Lee's not going to stop going to do a podcast, or you're not going to stop doing a podcast, innit? I still got to go and watch Arsenal play. I still got to go and watch Arsenal play Bournemouth. I still got to watch the Joshua fight. So, I'm on holiday.
Let's hope your 4G is as good as mine in the woods, mate. Yeah, because that 4G helped me all the way.
Do they have? Surely they have Wi-Fi in Wi-Fi abroad. Surely,
of course they do.
Yeah, but it depends where you are.
Somewhere.
It depends where you are and whether the background noise is copyrighted. It depends whether you've got a good signal. If they haven't got Wi-Fi, because then you can use your 4G. Then
can you use your 4G in a laptop?
Mate, I did that watch along and all them streams I did yesterday. Yeah, in them woods, I did off my 4G on my phone.
You can set yourself up hotspot as well, can't you?
Yeah,
4G you did it from the laptop yesterday.
Yeah, I did it off my laptop, but it was paired to my data on my phone.
Oh right, because you got an iPhone and you got
I've got an iPad. I've got a Mac that's not got a data SIM in it, so it's just a Mac. So now I've got no Wi-Fi. I'm in the woods, so now I have to pair my 4G.
So when you go into settings, and you want to go Wi-Fi, it pairs with your phone.
Yeah, Lee's hotspot. Less about the hotspot, the better, people. Yeah, don't be talking dirty in the chat, you weirdos. Yeah, don't worry about my hotspot. It's fine. Yeah, the bunny girl knows all about that. And on that bombshell, make sure you subscribe to JEZ'S channel, Arsenal History and More. Link in the description. Smash a like on this video, people. Big up to everybody who's watched. 337 likes. I like moving like Granit Xhaka or Mesut Ozil on an away day at Anfield. Big up to Jez. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. And big up to Kenny Ken. Kenny, enjoy your holiday, man. And, you deserve it as well, mate. You really do. Yeah, you work hard and you're a cool guy, man. I love you to bits. I'll be back tomorrow. Believe it or not, I'm on Dan Potts' channel tomorrow.
Fair play.
That trigger a few. I'm on there at 7 p.m. No. Come on. What time am I? I'll tell you what time I'm on there because he texts me. I think I'm on there at 7 p.m. UK time. I'll have to double check. Where is he? Where are we?
Well, you've got to be because you're going to clash with the football Liverpool game tomorrow. So you've got to be at 7 p.m.
He's
9 p.m.
Where is it? We talk too much. Bear with me, people. Smash the likes up while you're waiting. Can you send me a picture of you for the fun now? I sent him a load of selfies of me topless. 6 p.m. 6 p.m. tomorrow, UK time. 6 p.m. UK time, I'm on with Dan Potts. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll be going live an hour before that myself on here. And then I'll be straight on there, straight afterwards. We're sending the Rat Army over. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Tuesday, Terence, he had a full meltdown there. Arsenal and chill. Man United and chill, yeah? All or nothing, Man United. Terence Flewers edition. I'm going to rip him. Yeah, I'm going to rip him. And I'm on with Rants and Bants at midday UK time on this channel on Tuesday as well. So I'm going to try and do Terry early in the morning. And then I'm straight on with Rants on here straight afterwards on Tuesday. All have a blessed weekend. All have a good bank holiday tomorrow. I think it's bank holiday in England tomorrow, right?
No.
Next
week.
Oh,
next week.
Okay. It's bank holiday in Spain tomorrow. Have a good day at work tomorrow. We're out of here. Arteta out.
You prick.
Always.